July 16, 1945. In the desert of America's state New Mexico, a bomb explodes. But this is not a normal bomb explosion. This was the first time a nuclear bomb was being tested. This nuclear test was codenamed Trinity, and the project was led by scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was shocked to see this bomb blast. He had expected the size of the explosion to be around 0.3 kilotons of TNT. But in reality, this blast was 50 times more dangerous, 15 to 20 kilotons of TNT. The blast released so much heat that a steel tower evaporated. Upon seeing all this, Oppenheimer was so shocked that he uttered a line.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
How did he develop the nuclear bomb? How did he feel when millions of people lost their lives because of his creation? Let's explain it. Julius Robert Oppenheimer is known as the father of the atomic bomb. He was the director of the Manhattan Project that created the first nuclear weapons. Until the early 1930s, when Adolf Hitler rose in Germany, he gradually became more politically aware. Because of Hitler's tyranny, many German scientists were fleeing from Germany to America. There were many big names on this list, like Albert Einstein, John von Neumann, Leo Szilard, Hans Bethe, and Enrico Fermi. A month before the war started, in August 1939, Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard wrote a letter to American President Franklin D. Roosevelt. In this letter, they warned the American president that Hitler is working on nuclear weapons, and that he may be successful in making this extremely powerful bomb. That's why America should be prepared. As soon as he read this letter, the American president set up an advisory committee on uranium, taking immediately action. Their job was to research the potential of uranium. Can uranium be made into a weapon? Oppenheimer was doing his independent research on nuclear fission with Edward Teller and other scientists. America spent $2.2 billion on this one project. August 13, 1942. The Manhattan Project officially started. Colonel Leslie Richard Groves made the decision to appoint Oppenheimer as the leader of the design of the atomic bomb. A secret location was decided to keep this project undercover. Oak Ridge, Tennessee. This city also called the Secret City. Thousands of scientists, researchers, and workers were moved to this city, and they had only one task: creating uranium-235 from uranium-238. On July 20, 1943, Oppenheimer was made the lead of this project. To make an atom bomb, Oppenheimer's expertise was required in the calculation of critical mass. Critical mass is basically a minimum amount of mass of uranium-235 or plutonium, which is needed to have a chain reaction. The minimum amount of radioactive elements that would be needed to carry out a chain reaction and a bomb blast. America was developing two atom bombs. The first bomb was based on uranium-235, named Little Boy. The second bomb was the plutonium bomb, which was using plutonium-239, and its name was Fat Man. Oppenheimer believed that it was necessary to test it out before actually putting it in the bomb. General Groves said that they can't test such things because they had produced only a small amount of plutonium. But Oppenheimer was adamant that the test was necessary. So General Groves had to finally agree. And then the Trinity test was conducted. In the desert of New Mexico, a test nuclear bomb was dropped. This bomb was much more powerful than Oppenheimer expected. The steel tower completely evaporated. After seeing this blast, that Oppenheimer uttered some lines. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Less than a month after the Trinity test, on August 6, 1945, the Little Boy bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. If that wasn't enough, then 3 days later, this plutonium Fat Man bomb was dropped on Nagasaki too. Albert Einstein's first reaction. Upon hearing this news was, "Woe is me." Oppenheimer was shocked. On August 17th, he went to Washington to meet the Secretary of War. He directly said that he wanted to ban nuclear weapons. What will different countries do with this technology in the future? When Oppenheimer got a chance to meet President Truman. When meeting the president, he said directly, "I have blood on my hands." And President Truman was so angry after hearing this that he started shouting at him. He told his secretary to throw Oppenheimer out of the office, and that he didn't want to see his face ever again because of Oppenheimer's resistance and his left-wing ideology. His job was snatched away from him. He spent the rest of his life in the academic profession and used to give lectures all over the world. Even though he was nominated for the Nobel Prize thrice, he could not win even once. In 1965, due to throat cancer, Oppenheimer died at the age of 62. Subscribe channel for more.